It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Spurs out in San Antonio. Checking out the Spurs, 2 games into the season series against this team, they're tied at a game apiece, looking to grab the edge tonight. And guys, when people talk about the Spurs, they talk about consistency, from the front office to the coaching staff to the effort on the floor. Take a guy like LaMarcus Aldridge. He embodies that, doesn't he, Kenny?
Yes, he does. He's got great scoring. He's got great footwork in the block. The art of the mid-range jump shot is still there, but he can pick and pop and pick and roll, Shaq.
You know, he always finds a way to impact the game with his shot. When he's on like Texas barbecue, Ernie.
Ooh, Texas barbecue.
That wraps it up from here. Thanks for joining us.
I'm hungry.
We'll see you later.
Greetings, everyone, from San Antonio. The Spurs playing host to a Western Conference affair here at the sold-out AT&TCenter. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. From the sideline, we'll have David Aldridge. We'll be hearing from him in just a moment. The Mavericks are looking to end their road trip here with a strong outing. They just haven't been able to buy a break lately. 5 of their last 6 games have been losses.
And there's history. Some bad blood between these two teams that makes it all the more interesting.
Well, that much more competitive, too, and that's the compelling part here in this matchup. You play so many games in an NBA season. This is the one you get up for.
And before the game gets started, let's go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Rick Carlisle. David.
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent, and they come at you in multiple ways depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. It's a pretty tall order. Guys?
Thank you, David. And Brent, with the grind of the season really upon us, we're about halfway through. Is this the point where the bench helps a team be better, be a bigger factor in going forward from this point?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, Kevin. It's a great point that the depth of your team at this point in the year is something where coaches who feel confident about being a contending team, that they know they can rely on these guys to come in and bring the juice every night competitively.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
And it's the Mavericks to start out. Now we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. Barnes at the 3 with Dirk at the 4. Smith Jr. runs the point with Matthews at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Noel in at the 5. Nowitzki with the screen on Leonard. Barnes can't get it to go. And so it's San Antonio with it. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Just didn't like the energy level in that one, and that offensive execution also was lacking.
They made a few shots, Reg, but just wildly inconsistent.
Now here is Smith. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Smith's shot is good. Smith's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And Smith continues to look better from deep, showing great touch from beyond the arc.
Leonard against Barnes. Leonard with the bucket.
A guy who converts well at the rim. You like to see the aggression there.
Yeah, it's the first quarter, and he's already in attack mode, setting the tone right here.
There's a screen by Noel. Smith kicks to Nowitzki. Feeds to Matthews. Over Gasol. Rejected by Gasol.
Gasol did not stop moving his hands there, especially as the shot was going up. Always going to be right there to send anything back if it's close.
Here's Nowitzki. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
And right now they're like a light switch in the off position. 1 of 5 so far. Not an ideal start.
Aldridge misses.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Matthews. Gasol with the steal. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Offensive rebound. For Dallas, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Barnes dishes to Smith. Back to Barnes. Fires from the wing. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Barnes has got his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, you got to appreciate the mindset of Smith. Solid at running the offense and finding his teammates who are open.
And Mills kicks to Murray. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. The drive by Barnes. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Barnes has got his second basket. Gasol passes to Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
Gotta love the overall court awareness. Gasol always knows when there's a wide open teammate ready to shoot, and sometimes makes a dribble to set defenders up before delivering.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, Dallas leading by 3. Here's Smith. Rebound, San Antonio.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Leonard dishes to Murray. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
And such a good feel for the game. Kawhi knows exactly what this offense is trying to accomplish and acts as a willing facilitator.
Now here's Murray. Dirk Nowitzki unable to get his shot to go. Murray kicks to Mills. There's the pick. The dish to Gasol. Nowitzki with the steal. Smith outside. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Now here's Matthews. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Nice shot by Smith.
And I just love how Smith is ready to shoot as soon as he gets the ball, measuring the shot as the pass is en route.
Now here's Murray. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Rockets in Houston.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line.
For the Mavericks, 16 consecutive years of 500 basketball or better. Coming to an end last season, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, it was the beginning of a rebuild. The first time in a long time for the Mavs. And they waived some of their veterans to free up space and court time to further develop those young players. And with how competitive this organization is, you know they'll do everything they can to get back in contention to try to send Dirk out on a high note.
The Australian-born Patty Mills, former second-round pick. Who knew Mills would someday win an NBA championship? Well, the Spurs did.
Kicks to Murray. The feed now to Gasol. Just 5 on the clock. Here's the floater, and it's Murray laying it in.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Smith the pass to Barnes. AT that time from Leonard.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And this is where Leonard has become so difficult to defend. He can beat you with a variety of moves inside, including the one we just saw.
There's a screen by Noel. Barnes. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Barnes has got 6 points.
And this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
Gasol a screen. Murray dishes to Aldridge. It doesn't go for him. Good work defensively by Nowitzki. That's a 2 from Barnes. Second shot opportunity, and the whistle blows as the basket counts in a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Tremendous effort. He will not be denied on the offensive glass.
And Nerlens Noel out of Kentucky, slender and mobile and long, and Greg, he can cover ground in a hurry.
Boy, and you can see it in his rate of steals to go along with the blocks. That quickness is a huge asset in today's game. It's all about versatility, both offensively and defensively.
That's good from Noel. Here's Mills. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Rockets in Houston.
I felt like in that game, too, he was a man on a mission defensively. Finishing up with 4 steals is an impressive feat. And you can tell, takes pride in that part of the game.
Now, here's Mills. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now, he averages about 9 points a game.
Nice job by Patty getting to the inside there. He has such good quick feet. Tough to keep up with him.
Here's Smith. There's a screen by Noel. Here's Smith. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Warriors in Oakland.
And guys, what impressed me most was his passing. He constantly looked for the open man and found guys in great spots.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Aldridge a screen. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Spurs passing it around. From deep, Gasol. A three-pointer is right on target.
With Gasol's length, sometimes, Kevin, that can be deceptively quick when you extend out there. The D can't do anything about that catch-and-shoot jumper.
Now, here's Matthews. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Warriors in Oakland. No one near Smith as he lets it go. No good from the wing. Last game for the Mavericks, it was a loss to the Golden State Warriors.
And that was one that just got out of control for them. And when the lead got big, it almost seemed as if they just mailed it in.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm even going to go that far because I think it's a case of two teams on very different levels. And once they got into that big deficit, there's no way they were getting back into it.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
And Pau Gasol, a very good perimeter shooter, starting to stretch his range out beyond that three-point arc.
Yeah, his face-up game is becoming more and more prominent. Working from that elbow, he's become more of a triple threat. He can shoot it, drive it, and pass at a high level.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Curry's shot is off.
Oh, you just relish those kind of opportunities, and the defense got lucky, but they need to guard that area of the floor a little bit better.
And Anderson gets it to go. And now a 3-point San Antonio lead.
And Anderson finishing through contact. I like to see him make the mid-air adjustment to get that ball off.
Barea kicks to McDermott. Powell with the screen. 6 on the shot clock. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, you knew that Doug McDermott was going to be a classic shooter when he came into the league with all those points he racked up at Creighton University. A great shooting motion, a high, quick release. And I'm just impressed with the range that he's able to fire from. Sometimes 4 or 5 feet from behind the line, no problem from Dougie McBuckets.
The first free throw is good. And Brent, with McDermott, he does have great range. It's something that defenders have to respect and is opening up more for him.
And the idea for McDermott is you cannot be a one-trick pony in this league, Kevin. So getting more comfortable at times, maybe playing with the back to the basket, moving off of screens, maybe cutting around defenders. He's going to have to show some more versatility in his offensive game to stick around.
And the San Antonio Spurs, the best bench net rating in the league last season, ranked third in bench minutes.
Well, it's amazing the way that Pop controls the players' minutes. So the starters don't play a ton. The bench guys get enough minutes to play cohesively together. And one of the guys who was hugely impactful coming off the bench last year for them was Patty Mills. And in fact, last year they became the first 60-win team to have 11 different players that played at least 1,000 minutes.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
There's a screen. He kicks it to Barea. To the paint. Powell, the pass to Mejri. Over Laverne, and it comes off the front of the rim. San Antonio leading by 3. From 13, Parker's shot is off.
This is when you're just surprised that a guy would miss that kind of look. The defense really did not do a lot there.
Curry dishes to Barea. Powell with the screen. Barea kicks to Curry. Back to Barea. Expanding his range. That one's not going to go. Excellent D there from Parker. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from...
You gotta love watching Ye just soar through the air. An amazing dunker who just relishes these opportunities.
That was a terrific replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. McDermott passes to Mejri. Here's Barea. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Parker kicks to Anderson. Pass to Green. To the inside. Powell with the steal. Barea with it. His last outing, he had 8 points. 1:56 left in the first quarter. Parker with the steal. He dishes it to Anderson. The shot misses. Mavericks trail by 3. There's the pass to Curry. Can't tie it up as that one misses. And San Antonio shooting quite well in these early minutes, 55%. Barea kicks to McDermott. Here's the screen. 1:19 left to play in the first quarter. 4 on the shot clock. Gay comes over with a double team. Good on the shot.
Yeah, that's pretty much a perfect pass, and that's also alliteration.
Parker outside, passes it to Gay. He feeds it to Anderson. There's Green with the 3. It's good from long range. Green's got 5 now.
Boy, if you're going to just hand him this shot, you might as well put a bow on it. Green loves the catch and shoot.
Curry dishes to Barea. Powell with the screen. Curry with a wide open look. Another miss by Curry. Spurs leading by 4. Parker passes to Anderson. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Anderson's got his second basket.
Anderson's inside game reminiscent of an old teammate of his, Boris Diaw, patient in the post around the rim.
Dallas has gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Powell with the screen. Now Curry. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. He used that pick to perfection.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
Green, the screen. Gay, that's a 2-pointer. The Spurs rebound with 4 seconds on the clock. And there's the play by Anderson inside. He's got 6.
Just a good pass from Laverne there. Sets up his man.
And that does it for the first quarter. Spurs lead by 5. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And the Gasol brothers, Pau, talked about the joy of sharing the NBA stage with his brother Mark.
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it. I'm just proud to be Mark's brother, and I'm proud of what he's become as a basketball player and as a man.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way two of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become two of the best centers in the NBA of this era.
Especially when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers. I mean, they traded him to Memphis for his brother, and that does all seem like fiction, doesn't it?
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
And boy, I tell you, it didn't take them long to find their rhythm. Strong offense through one.
A nice game plan coming in, and right now sticking to it. It's a nice lead that they have.
Parker and Green are the guard set. Anderson is out there with Rudy Gay, and it's Laverne in at center. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with. Now here's Parker looking for his first basket still in this one. They set the pick. Green. And that one comes up a bit short.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Here's Parker. Outside, Green. From deep three-point range, the basket is good. That's his 6th attempt and his 3rd make.
Unbelievable. As Green continues to get stronger in the upper body, his range seems to increase along with it.
Powell with the screen. Inside. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from measuring.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Parker kicks to Gay. Shoots over Powell. Off the left rim and out.
Perfect defense. Contesting without fouling. Exactly what you want to do, especially deep into the paint. Coach Greg Popovich last season passed Jerry Sloan for the most wins with a single team. Of course, Jerry Sloan with the Utah Jazz. You might not know this, but the Spurs modeled themselves very much after the Utah Jazz system behind Stockton, Malone, and Sloan staying there for the amount of time that he did. That role model of consistency and sustained success and accountability has certainly worked in this small market in San Antonio.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency, one of the best two-way players in the game. Dallas calls timeout. And the Spurs are now seen as that model franchise. Brent, so interesting to hear who they tried to emulate.
Easy to see a lot of comparisons between the precision and the toughness and the bond between not only the coach and the players, but the team and the community, the way that it happened in Utah for the Jazz. And Coach Pop talks a lot about those connections that Jerry Sloan had between John Stockton and Karl Malone. That's something he's always admired and brought to the San Antonio way.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Leonard, no luck. Mavericks trail by 11. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Spurs.
And they had a good split between their work in the paint and their three-point shooting. If the triple wasn't there for them on any given night, they were able to come inside and do some damage down low.
Gasol with the steal. Here's Aldridge. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. And the Spurs lead by 13.
That's an underrated strength of LaMarcus Aldridge, able to power in the shot even when being fouled.
The Mavericks shooting a pretty low 34% thus far. Smith kicks to Barnes. And Smith gets double teamed to halt the run. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. So many great point guards in this year's draft. Greg, what stands out to you about North Carolina State's Dennis Smith?
Well, I think he's the best athlete of them all. A terror off the bounce, great toughness, and he's drawn some comparison to Stevie Francis when you talk about his bounce and physicality.
And he knocks down the first one.
And Dennis Smith Jr., the 9th overall pick in this year's draft, but voted by his fellow rookies as the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. The Mavericks giving him every opportunity as their point guard of the future.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
And Dennis Smith, guys, get this, measured a 48-inch vertical, which would tie him for the best in NBA history. He's a perfect fit for the Mavericks, who were in desperate need of some star power and athleticism.
And his versatility on offense is so spectacular. He always finds ways to help put points up on the board.
Pass to Leonard. Outside Gasol. They get it back. Kicks it out to Leonard. Over to the left wing. Gasol can't get that one to fall.
He hit 1-3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
Nowitzki a screen. Here's Barnes. The shot that time not on target. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. San Antonio leading by 9. And Leonard has it in the corner. Outside Aldridge. Back to Leonard. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Aldridge dishes to Mills. Good. Mills has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Dangerous in the catch and shoot. When Mills sets his feet, has great balance, he's tough to stop.
There's a screen by Noel. Nowitzki outside. Dishes to Matthews. Just 5 to shoot. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 4 rebounds in this game. Now here's Mills. He's guarded closely. Aldridge. And the dunk by Aldridge.
Well, this is something he's working on. A good natural leader from the point guard position wants to help out by becoming a better facilitator.
And here's Smith. 7 points in the game. Nowitzki a screen. Now here is Smith. He's covered by Murray. Barnes kicks to Nowitzki. Takes a 3. It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Barnes.
And I like the way they're using the entire court here in the second quarter. The 3-point percentage has gone through the roof.
Now here's Murray. And right now he's averaging about 7 points a game. Gasol a screen. Murray the pass to Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
It looks like an orange in his hand, and Kawhi tenacious to the rim with that finish.
Mavericks trail by 12. Dallas calls timeout.
And the Mavericks looking to go young now around Nowitzki. Unsurprisingly, they've already found some intriguing young prospects.
And for the Mavericks, you look at their young guys, a lot of athleticism, and Greg, an upside already on the roster.
And Mavs fans have to be pleased with what they've done so far. I mean, especially with the selection of Dennis Smith in the draft, who can be a special player at that point guard position. They're making smart moves to kind of revamp this roster.
And it's Noel missing.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Murray kicks to Gasol. They set the screen. Aldridge a screen. Leonard, no luck.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Oh, man, he'd love to have that one back. He just does everything right, but doesn't get the finish.
Now here's Murray. Following the missed shot by Dennis Smith. Murray kicks to Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
High-level offensive rebounder. Aldridge has the wingspan and timing to get to those.
So it's the Mavericks now. They trail by 14. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game marks the first half of a quick two-game homestand. Noel sets a screen for Smith. Over Murray. That one off the back iron and out.
This just doesn't seem to be his night, or his team's for that matter either. And they got to pull it together here quick, or it's going to be lights out. You can see how clued in the defense is to take away those mid-range shots and challenge. Solid at getting a hand up in the face of the scorers.
And it's sent back by Aldridge.
There's that length and anticipation. Hard to get the ball over Aldridge in that scenario.
And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Mavericks trail by 14. Here's Matthews. San Antonio with the rebound. Aldridge has got rebound number 5 here tonight. San Antonio's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Matthews with the steal. Shot to stop the drought. Rebound San Antonio.
Well, his struggles are consuming the rest of the team here tonight. He's got to find his rhythm and find it fast.
Gasol's shot is good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Smith with it, outguarded by Murray. Nowitzki kicks to Matthews. Over Mills. Dallas again missing.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Now here's Murray, covered by Smith. Kicks it out to Leonard. Three-pointer. And it's Noel with the rebound.
Now, this is a quarter that he would love to forget as soon as possible. Not getting anything to go.
And that one's good, Barnes.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Now here's Murray. Shot clock at 6. Feeds it to Gasol. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
All right, a moment to check out stats for Wesley Matthews. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging 13 points per game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
And the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Barnes.
Now you could just tell in his gait and in the look on his face, he's in a great rhythm after a terrific first quarter. He is feeling it here in the second.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Always a fun topic. If you could start a franchise with one guy, who would that be? And a big part of that debate, proven veteran versus young guy with massive upside.
How long's my contract as general manager, Kevin?
Let's say it's a 4-year deal right now.
Okay, I'm going to take the young guy with massive upside.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because if that pans out, my job's going to be 8 years with an extension, and you're hired.
Good, and guaranteed money.
And I'll find the veterans, Kevin, this is an honest point, that want to play with somebody like that. A young player that's drawing that much attention is going to make their jobs easier, and they're probably specialists in what they do, having been in the league that long. So the upside, I'll go with that.
San Antonio leading by 10. Now here's Parker. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Green kicks to Anderson. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And even though they're down, I like the way they're pounding the ball inside. It's leading to a lot of points in the paint.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And up to this point on the season, he's set a pace of right around 73% when he gets to the line.
One shot, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Anderson.
Tough to match up with Kyle Anderson because of how quirky he plays. Changing speeds, plays slow, but sees the floor remarkably well.
It's Curry outside. Offensive rebound. And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
The Mavericks shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight.
One shot, mind the lanes.
San Antonio leading by 10. Parker kicks to Anderson. Green, the screen. Gay with no one around. His three-pointers off the mark.
Hey, even though he's been off, the team's still winning, so the hope is that he's going to get going.
Inside, here's Mesri. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Mesri's got 7 points here in this quarter. There's 57 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Parker dishes to Green. Out to Parker. The three. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And as soon as Parker catches the ball, he immediately rises up and pulls the trigger. Love to see the confidence on display there.
Some nice passing here by Dallas. Here's Mesri. Laverne grabs the miss. Laverne's got his 6th rebound on the night. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Anderson outside. Parker kicks to Gay. There it is, his 3rd basket. He's taken 7 shots to get those 3.
And Gay has great length down on the block there. Fantastic at just jumping on opportunities to score when he's down low.
Here's Curry with the 3. And so it's San Antonio. 13 points up at the end of the period. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
You know, just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. The biggest lead they were able to get out to during the first period was 6 points. The second quarter got a lot more exciting for them as they were putting up big numbers and find themselves way out in front here at the half. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
The area where they impressed me the most has been on the boards. When the shot's gone up, everybody goes for it. It's just a matter of maintaining that energy, playing with that same kind of aggression in the final 2 quarters.
Kenny, how do you think Dallas played?
I was unimpressed, Ernie. Very unimpressed with their offense. You know, guys seem to be going through emotions, not cutting, not hustling. They failed to get back into a great offensive rhythm. They'll need to step it up big in the second half to cut into this lead.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
A time-lapse view of the Friendship Torch and all the activity around it as we take you back here to downtown San Antonio. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. And you know, Harrison Barnes has really been making it happen, guys.
Yeah, good things happen when you maintain composure. Their shot selection has been extremely disciplined.
Hey, Greg, is there a shot that he's taken that has been out of the flow of the offense? I don't think so.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Smith Jr. runs the point with Matthews at his side. They're the backcourt. Dirk is the 4 with Noel manning the middle. And it's Barnes in at the 3. It's Gasol missing. Mavericks trail by 13.
And Harrison Barnes, just a tremendous athlete at that small forward position. I think his strength enables him to guard up and hold his own against power forwards, and coaches love that versatility.
And the basket is good. Leonard's got his team on the board first here in the second half for the Spurs. Smith outside. Now the dish to Matthews. And the rejection by Leonard.
Let this be a reminder, when you're going up for a shot, it's always important to know where Kawhi Leonard may be lurking.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Here's Smith following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. Can he keep it going? Dallas no good that time either.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Out to the right wing. Here's Mills, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Wesley Matthews picks one up. So often nowadays in transition, Brent, we'll see a guy get to the rim, then kick it out to someone standing at the three-point line. What's your feeling on that?
Kevin, who's at the three-point line?
Well, let's say Brent Barry's out there.
I'm more than okay with that. You know, so some of the guys, Kevin, in the new age are running to the three-point line, and as the ball gets to the rim, yeah, the modern-day fast break is not your classic 3-on-2, and we're going to take the wings coming in, and we're going to feed one guy for a layup. That first available wide-open three-point shot, whether 2 seconds into the possession or 12, is something coaches are willing to live with.
Problem is, though, sometimes that big wants to run and does run, but you don't reward him, and then maybe they don't run the next time down.
That's exactly right, Kevin. You have a big guy working that hard. Problem is, in today's game, some of those big guys are also running to that three-point line.
You're exactly right. And both free throws good for Mills. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Smith outside. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Smith's got 9 points.
And Smith doesn't back down from a challenge. Even when he gets bodied, he can stay with the play and convert.
Now here's Murray. He's looking for Leonard and finds him. Good looking screen by Gasol. Mills passes to Gasol. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Barnes with it. Leonard picks him up. Barnes against Leonard. Barnes dishes to Smith. Just 4 to shoot. Elbow shot is on the way. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Smith's got 4 points in the quarter.
And even if you get a hand up, Smith knows how to finish. When he's in the post, he is dangerous.
Murray kicks to Mills. Outside Leonard. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
And the Mavericks call time here. Last time they met was in Dallas.
And simply put, they couldn't score. And it never got completely in sync in that one.
This is when you look at the opposition and give them some credit with their defensive effort, just a higher level of energy and focus. They were disruptive. Well, the Spurs system hasn't changed through the years, but certainly some things being more emphasized than others. You had the post attack, certainly with Tim Duncan and David Robinson, and then it shifted to the drive and kick style with Manu and Tony Parker. And now they're back to playing the mid-range game with Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Kicks to Nowitzki, jacks up a three, doesn't go for him. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. They host the Clippers after this game. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand. Mills passes to Leonard. Back to Mills. From the arc. He can't hit that time.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
In the corner, Smith with it. Three-pointer. San Antonio with the rebound. Gasol's got 11 rebounds in the game. And in the past, there's been a distaste for isolation basketball in the Spurs organization. But we're seeing more iso ball running through Kawhi and Aldridge.
Well, they do a great job of passing out of the post, and mainly that's the reason why they use it. Force teams to come down as the ball gets closer to the rim and commit several defenders, and then the spacing takes over on the weak side. So they still utilize a pass-first style, and the isolation kind of sets up opportunities on the weak side.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Rick Carlisle is one of the most respected head coaches in the league, especially for his X's and O's. But Bucks coach Jason Kidd, who played for Carlisle, praised his disposition. He's never up and never down, Kidd said. There's no panic in him. He gives you that sense of security to go out there and make a play. Kevin?
Gotta love Coach Carlisle, D.A., an even-keel guy who places a lot of trust in his players. Mavericks trail by 17. Here's Smith. 11 points in the game. Gasol with the steal. It's taken away by Smith. Noel. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got his 4th assist in this one. Now here's Mills. He's covered by Matthews. Aldridge kicks to Mills. Murray with it. He's against Smith. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Brent, 15th overall is where you were drafted, right in the middle of the first round. A very nice place to be. Talk about the nerves waiting for your name to be finally called by the commissioner on that podium.
Well, Kevin, I wasn't nervous, and I'll tell you why. Actually, I was nervous, and it was more about the captain landing the plane. You and I have shared this story, and I'll share it with you again. During that draft, I was actually on an airplane and did not see one moment of the NBA draft in 1996. So my biggest nerves were that the pilot was going to bring the plane down safely, and then I watched the draft on VCR about 2 hours later.
No kidding.
That's the truth.
Wow.
So the best part about that, Kevin, I'll tell you this, is the fast forward button.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't the first pick. We could fast forward that, or the second, or the third, and we got to that 15th pick, and what an honor to have my name called in the first round of the NBA draft.
An honor indeed. And the second free throw, good.
How about the Spurs clinching their 20th straight playoff appearance last season? An amazing run, more than twice as long as the next active streak. And the longest streak in the league was the Sixers from 1950 to 1971. I think the Spurs are going to get past them.
There's the feed to Noel. 2 open that time, made it look too easy. Noel's got 4 points this quarter.
Well-coordinated shot mechanics, especially for a guy with his length.
Yeah, he's certainly able to shoot over the top of people. High percentage look right there from the mid-range.
And Greg Popovich tied for the longest streak of consecutive playoff appearances by a head coach.
Well, how about 18 straight 50-win seasons for Pop? Just a remarkable run of tremendous success where you could look at maybe 5 or 6 other opportunities where the San Antonio Spurs could have won another NBA title. You realize young DeJounte Murray was still in diapers the last time that they won less.
Now here's Leonard. Dirk Nowitzki unable to get his shot to go. And Gasol gets it to go.
Yeah, something Pau has had most of his career is that mid-range shot when he's got enough space. Shoots it with rhythm and confidence, and you got to respect his ability to score the ball from there.
Now here's Matthews, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's a 2 from Smith. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And it's Murray, that time on the assist by Mills. Mills has got 4 assists in the game. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Smith kicks to Noel. Screen by Smith. Nowitzki for 3. But he recovers it. Back to Noel. Here's Barnes. Makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
And you could try to key in on him, but that's tough. They run plays that routinely give him makeable looks.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And the Mavericks with some changes. Spurs leading by 19 points. Parker outside. He kicks to Gay. Shoots over Powell. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. 8 points for Gay.
And love how committed Gay is inside. No one is stopping him. He's overcoming any challenge.
Curry with it. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. McDermott can't get it to go.
And it just hurts to miss shots like this. Mentally, you question yourself, and it can affect your confidence.
Shoots. Laverne trying to break free, and the shot falls short this time. Mavericks trail by 21. Now Barea. He's got 5. Some nice passing here by Dallas. McDermott for 3. Nailed from three-point land. McDermott's got 5 now.
You want to pressure up on McDermott even when he doesn't have the ball. That time when he caught it, ready to shoot.
And the shot goes in. And the Spurs lead by 20.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Dallas has gotten 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Barea with it. Laverne on him. That shot off.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And here's McDermott. And right now he's averaging about 7 points a game. Now here's Barea. On its way from Curry for 2. Laverne grabs the miss.
And the defense is just not very aggressive. Definitely fortunate that the mid-range jumper did not find the bottom of the net that time. Well, I love when guys still use fundamentals to box out and rebound. He cleared his man out effectively on the box and then stepped towards the ball to grab it.
Now here's Curry. They set the pick. Barea kicks to Powell. Powell with the screen. Clock at 6. Parker with the steal. Curry against Green. Nobody near Parker. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Mavericks trail by 20. Here's McDermott. 5 points in the game. Gay comes over with a double team. Mejri, the pass to Curry. Powell with the screen. Outside for Curry. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Curry's got his second bucket of the night.
Really good job there. That's the definition of the inside-out game.
Parker kicks to Gay. Back to Parker. Shoots over Barea. Another miss by Parker.
Well, I like the shot selection. I don't like the shot result. Won't happen much.
And Dwight Powell played all 4 seasons at Stanford for the Cardinal. Still filling out his frame.
He is, and you know, the knock on Powell was that he wasn't tough enough to battle inside at this level. But guy is a worker, basically sleeping in the gym. And with his length and athleticism, he's starting to figure it out.
And Danny Green out of North Carolina, the former Tar Heel, now in his 9th season in the NBA. 8 of those seasons with San Antonio, as a guy that went undrafted and then spent the last 5 seasons starting for a contender deep in the heart of Texas.
The first free throw is good. And Danny Green averaging about 27 minutes per game last season. Believe it or not, Brent, that was 3rd highest on the Spurs.
Well, they always do it by committee. You look up and down the roster in terms of the minutes played, and not many guys even push over the 30-minute mark. And so there's a lot of responsibility and accountability for every guy on the roster to be ready every night. And Danny Green does it on both ends when he gets his minutes.
Both free throws good from Green.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
Barea against Parker. With the teardrop, Laverne with the steal. And now the fast break Anderson with the ball. Pass to Parker. There's the 3. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Powell's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Outside Curry. Powell with the screen. Mejri kicks to Barea. Back to Mejri. Out to the wing. Now here's McDermott. Tight defense on him. Over Anderson. Anderson with the block.
Good intensity on defense. Kyle Anderson using the length that time and timing it well to get the rejection.
Spurs leading by 19. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, and Parker just puts so much pressure on your defense with his speed, and he's made a living out of doing that.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And free throw shooting, not necessarily one of his strong suits, only about 70% on the season.
And he makes the first. And Parker drops them both. 23 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Curry with it. 5 points in the game. He dishes it to Barea. Over Parker. Misses there. And so it's San Antonio sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And don't go away. We'll be right back. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
Nobody holds the ball, not even 1001. You catch it, it's a shot, it's a drive or pass, whatever you got.
Specific instructions from Greg Popovich. If you don't have a clean look, don't have an open lane, move the ball.
Yeah, and the key is fast decision-making, and that takes great recognition from all 5 guys in terms of communication. That's really what we call chemistry.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Green are the guard set. Rudy Gay is out there with Laverne, and it's Anderson in at the 3 spot. Now here's Laverne. Anderson dishes to Laverne, back to Anderson. Over McDermott. But they'll get another chance. Anderson against Curry. Anderson passes to Gay. Shoots over Measury. Gay can't get it to go. Mavericks trailed by 19. Barea kicks to Measury. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
It's good.
Yeah, he's a heady player. He knows how to get himself going and giving his team a real advantage right now on the offensive end.
Barea kicks to McDermott. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Well, he played a seamless first half, but in the second half, some poor decisions right here. He continues to throw the ball away.
A different look now for San Antonio. Pau Gasol is checked in for Laverne. And Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Kyle Anderson. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Noel's checked in for Measure. Nowitzki comes in for Dwight Powell. Barnes, he's checked in for Doug McDermott. And Smith's subbed in for J.J. Barea. A wide open look for Gasol. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Well, he made 1 3 in the first half, but he hasn't found a way to connect again from outside during the second.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? Now, here's Parker. Gay left side. In it goes for the 5th time and 10 shots for him this game.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind. Parker against Smith.
From 11 feet away. Here's Noel. Good D by Gasol.
I give the defense a C+ on that possession, but still, I'm sure he's upset he missed.
Kicks it out to Gay. Offensive rebound, Spurs. Green against Curry. It's Parker outside. The Mavericks pull it in.
He's been a little bit disappointing in this game. However, his team has his back. They need a little bit more help from him.
And the Spurs with some changes. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Gay. Mills comes in for Green, and it's DeJounte Murray in for Tony Parker. And Dallas with a change here too. Matthews is checked in. That's good from Nowitzki on the assist by Smith.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Spurs leading by 17. Aldridge dishes to Leonard. Good looking screen by Gasol. Here's Murray. To the wing right side. And here's Mills for 3. It's not going to go for him. And it's Dallas the other way. Here's Barnes. Noel. It's good on the putback. And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 12 rebounds.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And stolen by Noel. Now Matthews. Now the pass to Smith. He feeds it to Noel. Nowitzki sets a screen for Smith. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And for the Mavericks, clearly the rebuild, Greg, has begun.
Yeah, but they made good use of their picks. They brought in more youth and signed their building blocks. Franchise isn't used to rebuilding, but they are approaching it, I think, the right way.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
The free throw off from Smith.
And the explosive athletic nature of Smith's game, really exciting. Just a guy at the point with a ton of upside.
Now here's Murray. Over Smith. Murray, good. And the Spurs lead by 15.
Well, I have no idea how he made that, but hey, sometimes a little bit of luck helps.
Smith the pass to Barnes. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Barnes has got 21.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Leonard. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And you know he's so good coming off the pick and roll, but what do you have to take away? There's so many ways Leonard can hurt you offensively.
There's a screen by Noel. Smith kicks to Noel. Passes it to Barnes. Smith on the wing. Lets it go from deep. Kept alive. There's a screen by Noel. And it's Smith penetrating. The rebound by Gasol. Gasol's got 14. Yep, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow.
Well, important to get great balance if you get bumped on your way to the basket. Still something that every player tries to get comfortable with.
Leonard with the steal. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Murray, no good. Mavericks trail by 14. And here's Matthews from the arc. Rebound by Murray.
Sometimes you just have an off night, guys, and that's what we've seen so far.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Matthews. Barnes against Leonard. Pass to Mills. Gasol a screen. Now here's Mills. Defense is right there. Just 4 to shoot.
And he really seems to just have lost his touch at halftime.
I mean, is it fair that Pau Gasol could stand on one block and rebound on the other? That's some length.
Smith kicks to Noel. Screen by Smith. Barnes against Leonard. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Aldridge. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Aldridge. Aldridge has got his 3rd assist on the night. Mavericks trail by 18. Smith dishes to Matthews. Feeds to Noel. Kicks to Barnes. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the 3 ball is good.
It took a long time for him to get that first triple. Let's see now, though, if he can get going.
Now here's Murray. Covered by Smith. Leonard the pass to Mills. Dishes to Aldridge. Nowitzki with the steal. Here's Smith. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. They get Pau Gasol.
Whew. I love how hard Smith goes to the rim. Just remarkable at driving to the rack and taking the contact.
Two shots.
Free throw good, Smith. Hey, Brent, when you look at the All-Star balloting, it's amazing how many worthy point guards have to be left off the roster. How'd the league end up with so many great players at that position all at once? It's an amazing story.
It has been an incredible crop. I mean, really the golden era of point guards. And the one guy who I feel really badly for over the course certainly of the last 5 or 6 seasons is one Mike Conley. Any coach in the league would take Mike Conley at the drop of a hat, yet he's dealing with, over the course of his career, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Tony Parker, Steve Nash, Chauncey Billups, Chris Paul. Should I go on, Kevin? It is a very, very tough position.
Those names, it says it all.
And when you're down this many points, hard to justify leaving a good shooter that wide open.
Truer words never spoken. Breakdown on the perimeter D, and the communication severely lacking there.
And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
On defense, San Antonio. Their biggest lead of the game was 21.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon, because his team is really going to need that production tonight. And you might have thought that with the big three retiring and getting older, the San Antonio Spurs might need to think about rebuilding. But the emergence of one Kawhi Leonard as a superstar in the league on both ends of the floor has extended this team's dominance.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And Tim Duncan retired, as we know, but Kawhi Leonard carrying on that culture of no frills. Brent, work and dedication to the game.
Well, there's no better standard bearer than what Kawhi Leonard has represented, but it's been built on the shoulders of Tim Duncan and David Robinson before him. The Spurs continue to go about their business, respecting the game and getting the most out of the ability of the players on the floor.
Nowitzki with the steal. Now here is Smith. He's covered by Murray. Unloads from 13. Smith missing again.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Murray kicks to Gasol. Aldridge, no one around him. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And it's 13 points for Aldridge.
Boy, it's so hard. You have to defend Aldridge in the low post, then from the mid-range, and now he's adding the three-pointer to his arsenal.
Nowitzki a screen. Here's Smith, and it's good from the elbow.
And Smith likes getting close to the rim, a consistent scorer when he's deep inside.
Spurs leading by 15. Leonard with a screen on Barnes. Outside Leonard. Matthews with the steal. An even 3-on-3 break. The dish now to Noel. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Two shots.
That's good from Noel. Tony Parker's checked in for DeJounte Murray. Both free throws good from Noel. Here is Parker. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some clock here.
Here's Leonard, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got 5 assists tonight.
Whipping off the screen there like a tiger, Leonard creates enough space to get the shot off that he wants.
Now here is Smith. Gasol with the steal. Now now. Here's Mills. Defense right on him. And it's Parker in the corner. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Leonard. Off target on the 15-footer. And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. First one falls for him. And he can't hit the second.
Not a perfect trip to the free throw line, but they'll take what they can get at this point.
Leonard. Gasol kicks to Parker. Good looking screen by Gasol. Now the feed to Mills. Pass to Gasol. Spurs passing it around. They get it again. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. And the Spurs lead by 16.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Spurs.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Great timing, anticipation. They got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum of this game.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And not only are they on their way to winning this game, this also gives them a win in the season series.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Pau Gasol.
You can do a lot to change a game other than scoring, and it was his quick hands on the defensive end that put them in the driver's seat.
Nowitzki with the screen on Aldridge. Smith dishes to Nowitzki. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Leonard kicks to Mills. Shoots over Matthews. Mills can't hit. Smith outside. There's the triple. Again, the miss by Smith. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Well, Marcus, your game has evolved. Started as a finesse player, and now you have a lot more inside aggression. How did you get more comfortable down low?
It just takes time, you know. I got stronger every year, got better every year. You know, when I was younger, I wasn't strong, but now I'm much stronger. I'm much older now.
And a veteran who gets it done. Thank you, LaMarcus. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.